Welcome back to One Comic Book Day, where we're covering Action Comics 173, Superman's Invulnerable Foe. This is a story about Superman fighting a robot, not a giant robot, so boo, but it is a robot, and I, for one, am excited to see it. Though we are getting a lot more robot stories in Superman as we go through the 50s. He likes to build robots. This is a yellow robot that is committing crimes, stealing things, seems unstoppable. The police can't stop him, though we don't get much of the police trying to stop it. Now, I do love me a Superman fighting a robot, but this comic is bogged down by being overwritten. And whenever I say that, I mean like a comic that's really trying to overly explain everything to you. It's so exposition heavy, and the bigger problem is when you look at the page is full of dialogue. And it can be a slog, and with the already usual Superman structure of him just kind of doing things, even when he's being creative, just really hurts the pacing. And I like most of the things he's doing in this comic. It's actually fairly creative. So some scientist who goes by Dragon, yes, they use the quotation marks whenever one of his henchmen say his name in the comic. He can talk through the robot, and he reveals to Superman, because the robot's not actually invulnerable, it's actually very vulnerable, that he's planted a bomb somewhere in Smallville, which Superman grew up there because, well, we all know who Superboy is at this point in the comic, and he was all around Smallville. So if Superman does anything to stop the robot, or the robot has a sensor, and if Superman uses a specific power to stop it, it will set off the bomb. So for the rest of the story, Superman tries to find other creative ways with other powers to stop him, because he can just easily take anything away from the robot without attacking it. So then the Dragon will upgrade a different sensor, limiting the amount of powers, but Superman constantly finds ways around it, until it becomes like more annoying and people are getting annoyed at Superman to stop it. And this is where the story has kind of a weak ending. It doesn't deal with specifically a very creative way after being fairly creative throughout the story for Superman to defeat it. It starts with a millionaire offering $100,000 for a Superman versus the robot fight, which awesome, amazing. Let's put this on pay-per-view. Actually, pay-per-view wouldn't exist at the time. I mean, most of television history doesn't exist in 1953, though. The networks do, because they move on from the radio. So it comes to fight day as Superman challenges it in the Smallville stadium. Well, the stadium outside of Smallville. He makes that point. And Superman punches that robot's head so hard he obliterates it. Not invulnerable. And a building somewhere in Smallville explodes, and we go, oh my god, what did Superman do? The twist is that Superman specifically had this fight in Smallville because he knew most of Smallville would go to the stadium. The operative word being there most, because some people didn't, and I'm really worried about the fact he was willing to sacrifice their lives in being anywhere remotely near that building. Also, for planting a bomb to just more or less cause an explosion in a building that doesn't seem to do much structural damage and setting it on fire, I mean, go bigger, dude. He's Superman. But other than the property damage, apparently no one was hurt. Superman took that chance for you. So on paper, a story I should like, but doesn't quite work. But I'm not going to give it I'm not going to say it's a lower recommendation. It gets hit into that middling where most of the Superman stories we've covered are, which is not a very interesting thing to say, but hey, it's not a very interesting time for Superman. Okay, that is it for Action Comics 173, Superman's Invulnerable Foe. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And why do this based on sensors? You could have just had a trigger. He didn't know where you were, so if he had tried to stop you in any way, you could have just blown up the building then. Okay, have a great day.